Morning.
So we are obviously excited to be here today with incredible guests here in the city of Newark. Well, they're not really guests, but we're glad to have them here to kicking off Small Business Week for us. Paying attention to some of the businesses in the city of Newark today. We're at the Walla. Kai Campbell, who is a Newark native here, who is an incredible business person, small businessman here in the city of Newark. We're glad and thank you for hosting us here. I want to thank Tim Sullivan from the EDA, the governor's office, for all the work that they do in the city of Newark. Obviously, Congressman Payne, this is his community, his town. Thank you for his engagement, involvement in businesses in this community. And of course, our great Senator, Sen Menendez, and all the work that he's done and continues to do for us to make sure the small businesses live and grow in the city of Newark. It's the backbone of our community and backbone of this nation. We just left a small business kickoff at NJEDA done by Invest Newark. Some of our businesses there and some of the fastest growing businesses in Newark are women businesses, and we're excited about supporting and helping them. So I'd like to use this as an opportunity now to bring on our Senator, Senator Menendez.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership here in Newark in so many different ways, and certainly on behalf of the business community at large. We see tremendous growth in Newark, and that's something that we want to see. It's something to applaud. It's one of the reasons you're going to have a resounding re-election in a week or so. So we want to salute your leadership. I appreciate my colleague, Congressman Payne, who is a tremendous advocate in the House of Representatives on these issues. We have several pieces of legislation we work on together to enhance the opportunity for small business, and so I'm thrilled to be here with him in his neighborhood. Of course, the CEO of New Jersey's Economic Development Authority, Tim Sullivan, on behalf of the governor, whose advocacy is tremendously important. Kai, Mr. Campbell, thank you so much for opening up. I got to come back at lunchtime because I hear it's nicely seasoned, the burger, so we'll come back for that. And we also appreciate Roy Sutherland of Invest Newark, who's its CEO, so thank you for joining us as well. We're here in Newark to celebrate Small Business Week, a tradition held during the first week of May that has been ongoing for more than 50 years. Now, anyone who has spent some time in the halls of Congress has heard the common refrain. As a matter of fact, the mayor just used it here locally. Small businesses are the backbone of our economy. It's repeated so often because it's true. But especially after the past 2 years, small businesses across the state and the nation have had to overcome unprecedented challenges. It's clear that their success is our success. That's why Congressman Payne and I were so committed to pass the American Rescue Plan that saved thousands, hundreds of thousands of small businesses across the country and many individual families. It's why it's so important that we advocate for them through legislation that allows them to adapt, to persist, to thrive. One way to do this is through legislation that I've introduced. It's called the Small Business Lending Disclosure Act. In a nutshell, it would extend to small businesses and entrepreneurs the same protections that individuals have under the Truth in Lending Act for more than half a century. It would require lenders who lend to small businesses to have the same disclosure laws that apply to everyday consumers. It would introduce much needed transparency into the system. It would grant business owners all the information they need to grow and succeed. Because when you're struggling, sometimes you're going to go, or you want to expand your business, you're going to go take a loan. But you need to know everything that's in that loan at the end of the day so it doesn't become a debt that you can't get out of. So it's a common sense bill, but it's become especially important in the light of the once-in-a-generation disruptions caused by the pandemic. Ask any business owner today and they'll tell you about what they've had to do to stay afloat. Some people have had to refinance their homes to keep their doors open, or how they've stopped taking a salary in order to bring down operating costs. Simply put, small business owners today are sinking many of their personal dollars that they have personally earned into the businesses that they're establishing. It's why they deserve protections from risky and predatory financial products that are outlined in my bill. In short, the Small Business Lending Disclosure Act would simplify an unnecessarily difficult process and give that entrepreneur the peace of mind that comes with knowing what the terms of the loans are so that they can stay in business. And so as we embark, we're going to go on a walking tour of a few of the local businesses and restaurants, and I'm committed as ever to pass that crucial bill. I'm committed to concrete action that backs up the idea that small businesses are the backbone of our economy. That's why I'm supporting a $48 billion Senate Business Relief Act in the Senate, because we're not out of the woods yet. We are still meeting challenges, and so if we can get our small businesses through this period of time, they can grow and prosper and be on their own for the future. After all, they're our trusted neighbors. They're the places that we go to when we want to feel a sense of home. They're the ones that sponsor the Little League and other things. And over the past few years, they've been rocked by the compound issues of the pandemic, the ongoing labor shortage, and the global supply chain crisis. Every week, my office is inundated with pleas for help as business owners seek assistance, for example, from the Small Business Administration, the SBA. In many cases, all it takes is an email to our office to get them the information they need and the help that they're entitled to. But there was one case recently where my office was able to cut through the bureaucratic red tape and deliver a total SBA loan of $2 million for the owner of a family-run diner in New Providence. Imagine that, $2 million for a locally owned diner. I mean, that's a life-changing amount of money for a business owner. And thanks to that loan, the diner will continue to employ members of the community, bring folks together for a meal, shine as a cornerstone of downtown New Providence. And more than dollars and cents, that's the type of thing we're doing to celebrate Small Business Week. It's the type of thing that Congressman Payne, I'll let him speak about his own legislation that I'm sponsoring in the House, which is to still allow that cash can be used. Not everybody has a credit card. Not everybody has a great credit history, so therefore they don't have a credit card. But in so many places, you can't use, George Washington or Uncle Sam on it. You can't use it at the end of the day. Congressman Payne is leading that legislation. I'm happy to do it in the United States Senate. So we want to continue to invest in our small businesses. We want to see them thrive. We want to see people like Mr. Campbell be able to achieve greater success, hire more people, and be prosperous. And that's why we're here in Newark to kick this off. And with that, let me introduce my colleague in the House of Representatives. I got to tell you, he is mild-mannered, but he's a force of nature when he is on to something that he wants to make happen. Congressman Donald Payne.
Thank you, Senator, for that kind introduction, and good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
I want to thank Senator Bob Menendez for the invitation to speak with you today. And I'm so delighted that we're starting here with a young man that I've watched grow in his professional life. I should mention, as Mayor Baraka and I are second generation in Newark public life. Kai is very quiet, but his father was the superintendent of schools for quite a period of time in Newark and helped educate generations of young people. And so, Kai, you've joined the second generation of young men that have had some influence in this town. But let me just say that I'm very proud to be here this morning, and I look forward to continuing to work with the support of our small businesses in the future. I'm very excited about the tour that we're about to take. My son has been raving about Brown Mill to me for the last 2 months, how I need to get in there. And I should have thought about inviting him down here, but Senator Menendez, as he stated, understands that small businesses are the backbone of our country, and we state in D.C., that's a relative term that we all use, but it's really great to be back on Halsey Street once again. I had to ask Kai, what was the iteration of this building before, because I couldn't remember, and he said Cut Creators, where during my time on the Newark City Council, this is where I come to get my hair cut because it was so close to City Hall. And so it's really interesting to think about what this was and what it is now, and I can't wait to get a burger myself. Yeah, right. So it's been a strong part of the community since the city was founded 350 years ago. That's why I'm such a strong supporter of bills and initiatives to help businesses on Halsey Street and across this district. We have, the senator and I have helped secure, he talked about the American Rescue Plan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a bill that secured $920 million in assistance to more than 3,000 local restaurants and small businesses across New Jersey in the last 3 years. That's a substantial amount, but as he stated, we need to do more because we're not out of the woods yet. Last month, I helped pass the Relief for Restaurants and Other Hard-Hit Businesses Act. It provides $42 billion to the Popular Restaurant Revitalization Fund. And the additional funding will allow many eligible restaurants to get support they were not able to get previously. And, as usual, there are people that tend to abuse these programs, and we have to make sure that the people that really deserve it, it gets to them. So in addition, that bill provides $13 billion to help other hard-hit small businesses. These are businesses that have less than 200 employees and that lost 40% or more of their income. And the federal support is necessary, but it's up to all of us in the community to buy their products and services locally. We have to support them and dine at our local restaurants. That's how we keep the local business district like Halsey Street vibrant for years to come. So again, thank you, Senator Menendez and the mayor for being here on this such important topic. And I really must be committed to small businesses. I'm doing the walking tour in the boot. So thank you very much, and I look forward to continue working with all of you. Thank you.
Let me bring up New Jersey Economic Development Authority CEO Tim Sullivan. Of course, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority is the entity that the state of New Jersey uses to put economic muscle behind our businesses. Tim?
Well, thank you, Senator. It's an honor to be here. It's not every day I get to be with a senator, a congressman, and a mayor, all of whom are distinguished leaders in their own regard. And I can't think of a better place than Halsey Street right here in Newark to kick off Small Business Week. Small businesses, as has been mentioned, are the backbone, the heartbeat, the core of what makes our community special in Newark and all around the state and all around the country. But there's no doubt that the last 2 years have been really trying for small business owners. There's been challenge after challenge from this terrible pandemic, and I think one of the big lessons learned, and it's a sort of a happy lesson, but it's a hard-earned lesson. Newark's business owners, New Jersey small business owners are resilient as hell and have come through this much stronger than they went into it, and have figured out ways to operate and do business differently and keep people employed and keep people fed in a way that's really just deserves all of our thanks and appreciation and support. But I think this, one of the other lessons learned, and this is a less good lesson, and COVID didn't cause the inequities in our small business economy, particularly for businesses owned by women, people of color, the Black and Latino community in particular, and accessing capital. It didn't cause those problems, but it made them worse and it laid them bare. And so I think, Small Business Week is a great opportunity to redouble and renew all of our commitment at the federal level, the state level, the local level, to doing all we can to continue to support small businesses. The Governor Murphy's budget continues that with a really strong package of investments in small businesses through our organization, as well as some of our sister agencies like the NJRA and the DCA under the leadership of our great Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver. I know the federal programs that the Senator and the Congressman mentioned, whether they've already been enacted or hopefully soon will be, will continue to provide additional lifelines because we have real long-term challenges, and I think we've got a clarion call coming out of COVID to all of us to finally get it right with regard to making access to capital more equitable, making it easier to do business in the state of New Jersey and around the state, so that our small business owners can build their visions into reality and employ a lot of people and keep people working, which is at the end of the day what this is all about. So again, just want to wish everyone a happy Small Business Week. It's an honor to be here on behalf of Governor Murphy and with this distinguished group to take a visit to see all the great things that are happening, not just here on Halsey Street, but all throughout Newark, all throughout New Jersey. As we finally, touch wood, turn the corner from COVID into whatever comes next, because I'm sure there will be opportunities and challenges that our small business community will meet with the same resilience and grit and strength that they did this most recent crisis. So again, an honor to be here on behalf of the Governor, and congratulations to you, and thank you for having us over, and looking forward to being here for a few minutes. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, and now the man of the moment, the reason we're here. And a voice of small businesses in the Halsey Street neighborhood, the owner and operator of Burger Wall. I like this bag too.
You can bring your lunch.
Is that the Taj Mahal? It looks a little bit like it.
It's the Taj Mahal, but it's burgers instead of the.
On the top is the burgers. Oh yeah, and mini burgers, sliders.
I voted for you for a reason.
Kai Campbell. Kai, come on up.
So first of all, welcome to our home. Thank you for recognizing our logo. To have Senator Menendez, Congressman Payne, and of course our Mayor Baraka, along with Mr. Sullivan, Allison Ladd, and Roy. I appreciate everybody being here. Welcome to our home. It's not lost on me why I'm here. My parents probably campaigned for your father. Our fathers were like this. It's in that we're on Halsey Street, where I started my career working in the same office that Allison leads right now, and get in the city to spearhead facade and grant programs and stuff like that on this, to make this corridor, to highlight small businesses. It's also not lost on me that today is the Eid and it's a new moon, and we talk about small businesses and the changes that we need to make, and we talk about this thing where, access to capital. So if it takes women, people of color, we have to work harder for that same dollar. We need to bridge some of that gap, and the time value of money, the interest rates and everything else. If we can bridge that gap to put more money in our pockets, because we are, hiring more people. Over the past 3 weeks, I've hired 8 or 9 more people, and so we're excited about that. We're lucky to have 3 stores, one of which is still closed, but we're here to show you that in small business, in places like Newark, where the least is expected of us, you can achieve the most. So, if you don't mind, Egypt, bringing up, I have a few small gifts that I want to give to the Senator, Congressman, and the Mayor. So we talked about a new day, and you can't pivot too much, brother, but our pivot, and if we also have a loan application out so that we can grow our business, and one of those things that we're going to do is we want to start bottling our Walla sauce. So stuff like, so that when you have adversity, you have to really look for opportunity. And right now, there's no reason why everybody should still buy, don't worry about the ketchup. Try the Walla sauce in your fries, home fries, your eggs, all that stuff. So one, of course, we're only here and we've only survived because of leadership. Having worked for the government, I know that a lot of it is expected of you all, but you can't do everything, right? But we have only survived because of the leadership of the Mayor, Newark Working Kitchens, which kept us afloat. So first, I'm gonna give this to you, brother. So I know Jewel likes that sauce, man. It's gonna buy you some points at home, Senator, Congressman.
Thank you.
And the things that, one, I thanked your staff, but we had to get emergency passports, not only for myself, but for a friend in need. In the Congress's office always answer the call. Anytime we have any issues, Ms. Ladd, Roy, we tried to work on deals for years, brother. But of course, like I said, the leadership of the mayor, the EDA has always been phenomenal. We've never worked together, but in my past life, I can only commend the EDA and for everything that you've done. Again, when there's a leak in the ceiling, we got to pivot. So we're pivoting in other ways. So I just really hope that this legislation will allow us to get the loans that we need to put more capital in our pocket. So we actually need to hire about 12 more people. So we're looking to do that over the next month. And we can only do that thanks to the folks at this table right now, or figuratively speaking. But I appreciate everybody. Again, welcome to our home. And thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it.
This is a time which we normally say questions, but I don't think from the press there are none. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting us. I just want to know, if I eat your burgers, do I end up looking like you? Because I'm going to line back.
Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Thank you. All right.